Welcome to Mad For It. This is the boys on the road to Oasis live in 2025 with me, Adam. This is Josh, and this is Tom. And I'm very, very excited about today's episode because we are doing the big one, in my eyes anyway. We are looking at Definitely Maybe. So, Oasis' debut album comes out August 1994, goes straight to number one, becomes the fastest selling debut record of all time. What an epic album.
What a start. What an absolute start.
Yeah.
To a career that's fraught with, fraught with everything.
It's quickly about to go downhill in about 3 years.
Yeah. Start at the beginning. We're approaching the new beginning, and we're at the beginning.
And I think that leads us into the tracks because it starts with Rock and Roll Star. And to me, this is like less of a song. It's more like a statement that we are here, things are different, we're Oasis, and this is what modern music sounds like, brushing off all the cobwebs of the British music industry.
And grunge.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of grunge now.
Yeah,
Kurt Cobain's been dead for 8 months.
Yeah.
Time to move on. The British are here.
Yeah. Rock and roll was dead. Like, the sense of rock and roll, of being rock and roll like the Beatles and Rolling Stones. Oasis came in. None of that mopey, long hair, greasy haired stuff. I swear I don't have a gun. No, we're rock and roll stars. Up yours, man.
They can be quite mopey, to be fair.
They can be mopey.
Very
Good
mopey.
attitude. Yeah.
So thoughts on Rock and Roll Star?
Excellent. Yeah, we're going track for track then, huh?
Yeah, I think we do. We work down them. I don't think there's a track worth not talking about on this album.
Yeah.
So I think we go down them all.
I think you said it right. I think it's a blinding opener. It tells you what you're going to get in the record.
Yeah.
And it just opens everything up. Yeah, massive.
It's so ballsy to be like, first thing you're going to hear,
I'm a rock and roll
I'm a rock and roll star.
Yeah.
Non-poncy stuff, yeah. But yeah, that's a song that has been in the culture forever. And there's a lot of songs on this album that have a similar thing of, to me, they're overplayed. I've heard so much of them.
Yeah.
It's like an album that I don't have to listen to every song on it because you're aware of it's in the fabric of British Britpop. But going back and listening to it, it's great. It's just so punchy. Liam's vocals on it. That's a noticeable thing when you go back from listening to On the Shoulders of Giants and Don't Believe the Truth. The vocals are so different.
Yeah.
They're so young and
fresh.
Perfect. It's great.
Yeah. Angry.
Yeah, and I think like you see that across the whole album, which we'll obviously get into the detail of, but his voice is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever bettered.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's what you want, isn't it? It's like like you said, coming out the gate, tough, nubile. Yeah, just raw, just like raw is the best word.
He's like 17, 18, 19 at that point. He's like still young. He's still growing. The boy's growing.
Yeah,
and his voice is growing. Maybe he's gone too hard, too soon.
But for our benefit. He bled for rock and roll.
Well, that is the like thing with Noel and Liam is like Liam went hard and blew his voice, blew a gasket, whereas Noel held back and it's like matured like a fine wine.
Fine wine.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was talking to someone about Liam's vocals and they were saying the reason is like of how he sings is so difficult because he like has the mic there and he leans his face up like that. And to sing like that with your voice like that is like really difficult. And the fact that he did that probably wasn't. He was putting so much stress on his vocal cords physically for just standing there. That, he didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
It's great. I ran to this the other day and didn't get a personal best, so I won't be doing it again. But
you were running like this. That was the problem.
It energized me. That was great. And moving on to track 2 though. If I may.
Shakermaker.
I think it's a little bit saggier and baggier, but I feel like this to me is the true Oasis. I think Rock and Roll Star is, all the anger and stuff, but you want to get into the real like groovy, mellow. Like, yeah. And I feel that maybe that got a bit lost in time. Yeah. Perhaps. But yeah, love that song. Great song.
I think Shakermaker is like as hard as it is to be an underrated Oasis song from this album. I think it's underrated in the context of this album. I think it's brilliant.
Should we overrate all the songs just to be those guys?
I think to me, it's one of my least favourite songs on this album.
Yeah.
Okay.
But saying that, it's a great album. Overall, like it's a song that if they didn't play Shakermaker, I wouldn't be all that bothered about it.
Yeah.
Depends what they played instead.
They won't play that. Well, not now. Like maybe back then. But
it's very. I'd like to teach the world to sing.
Yeah, it is.
But why not? Like that's early plagiarism. They hadn't even really established themselves as plagiarists. Just take it. Just take the Coca-Cola.
It's the first of this sounds familiar, and reminiscent of something else. It's like second song you're getting.
Second song ever.
Second song you're getting. It's like, okay, we're gonna go. This is a they're gonna mine this kind of bit a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'm like, it's a cool song. Yeah, I can't knock it. It's not one of my favorites on the album or one of my favorite Oasis songs. But I mean, you're starting off Blinding basically. It's your first. Like, imagine putting that on for the first time, Rock and Roll Star, and you got to see like bang bang, and then this other one, it's like, all right, what's okay? This is a bit more of a swing mellow and the cool. Like,
that was my thought through the whole album. It's like there's no real sag to it. There's no like here's 3 or 4 like fillers and then maybe a good one at the end. It's just like power
all the way
through.
I've got a little. Excuse me if I may. I've got a little fact here about Shakermaker. It's the only single by the boys not to go platinum from the first 2 albums.
Oh, really?
Which I was actually surprised to see it was a single. Because, I love it.
Even realize
but
that,
for all the other songs on there that maybe could have hit that, Up in the Sky, whatever, just like it's a single kind of material. It's a good laugh. You know?
Yeah. And does that lead us into the next track? Live Forever.
Oh, we're flying through this.
We are, and then we'll do a summary at the end.
This is definitely maybe of our episodes.
Yeah, we're like the album, flying through it.
I mean, Live Forever is a great song. I think that's maybe in Noel Gallagher's because he refers to it a lot. It's like, well, I wrote Live Forever. I think that is a penultimate, and for Liam, that's the crown jewel of their like kind of songs. Like it's one of their first album, possibly one of the first songs they ever wrote, and they're like, that we set a watermark there with that one.
Yeah,
like, that is a great Oasis. That is the prototype of Oasis. That one more specifically. It's like it's got everything that you would expect from an Oasis song.
Yeah, I think it was interesting listening back because obviously it's got now a lot of other meanings and it's things like associated with Manchester and all like the stuff that happened there. It's like taken on a lot, but like listening back to the album and taking it back, like the album version it's like amazing.
Yeah.
And like some of the live stuff, like when they do it live, it can be it can be a bit so. Where I was like, this is great.
Yeah. Well, originally I believe this was the one where it was like against Kurt Cobain's song, right? Because Kurt Cobain wrote "I Hate Myself and I Want to Die."
Yeah.
And Noel Gallagher saw that and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna write Live Forever. Like, let's do the opposite and let's just not worry about everything." Yeah.
It's funny to think that these guys like just. First band, like kind of Liam's first band, really. Going in and being like, I'm going to make this. Like, how do you do that?
Bastard.
How do you get like...
Bastard.
It's...
They're
like, so...
You've got to have nuts, haven't you? You've got to be like, look, we're going to live forever. We're rock and roll stars. We're Shakermakers, whatever that means.
Just the quality of the work for your band. It's like, it's like, well, I've got all these songs. I've never really made any music with a band.
Yeah.
And you come out swinging like that. It's like crazy.
I learned the solo today. I was just noodling on my lunch break. And I was like, I want to learn that solo. Feels great.
Yeah.
Feels $1 million. It's like, hell yeah. That's where we're at. It's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's a fantastic song. They're definitely going to play it. It's anthemic, but it's one of the many anthemic songs that I'd want to hear.
Yeah,
it's not even at the top list of the sing out loud songs, but it's there and it's on the first album.
Even from this album,
yeah,
it's like 4 or 5 absolutely belters. That
well, that was the thing that struck me is just like it is belter after belter, and that like quality is maintained across the whole album, which is wild.
Yeah.
Does that take us to the next track, which is Up in the Sky?
Love it.
It's my favourite song in the album.
Yeah, I thought it might be. It's such a vibe in it. It's very 60s-y. Yeah. Good laugh. And what was the other thing? You can take it.
It's that song is like the lyrics are kind of they're not the most complex lyrics, but I like the guitar line of it. I like how it just like bursts out. It's just like an explosion.
Yeah.
Of like it's like a driving song. Yeah. And it's a song that they played that I wish they did more of that kind of thing. Like they got into like the Live Forever kind of thing more as their sound, but it has this explosiveness to it, and it's like more of the original. Like somebody will say, "Oh no, sounds like this other song," but they've got this more. That's the more originally kind of stuff from there. That's like, oh, this is Oasis, like as themselves kind of thing.
Yeah,
like the influence is there, but it's not an outright influence song.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm gonna go, and this is gonna jump up and down. It just demands you to just go off, and it's like third track. It's like. It's one I forgot about like listening to, and then I went back and re-listened for this podcast. And I was like, "Fuck me!" Like, whoa! Like, I wouldn't have even been able to name this. Like, I don't think I called it "Up in the Air" on one of the first episodes.
Like,
doesn't surprise me.
It's so great. Like, I hope they play it. There's a good chance they're not going to play it. Playing it for the Definitely Maybe tour. So
Well,
Liam, that is.
I had a campaign early in this podcast, maybe episode 2 or 3, 4, where I said bring back Liam's falsetto.
Yeah.
And I stand by that campaign.
Well, speaking of Liam's voice, did you hear the live version that he did?
I did,
Which I think predates the album coming out. And it is, I think that could be the best his voice has ever been. It is immaculate.
Yeah, and he can do the falsetto, the rise and the drop. And it's not just some studio thing where you like take a different breath and you cut it in. Yeah, you can just do it. And yeah, it's a shame we didn't get a little bit more of that. Yeah. Although I do wonder if they don't play it or they dropped it because it says "When You're Inside Me," which always makes me laugh. And I get that they're doing like a Stone Roses, like he's already in me. They're doing like a kind of callback to that a little bit, but yeah.
There's also there's a Noel version on the like extended.
Is that the acoustic one?
Yeah, I think
that
so.
Was brilliant.
No, it is an acoustic. The Liam one's the acoustic
guitars.
one. The Noel one is like the opposite, where it's like there's just way too much production on it.
Oh, I kind of liked it for that. Where there's like all the slide guitars and it's all layered and it's all.
Yeah, I didn't like that version. I was like, I
thought that was fun.
The punchy raw version.
Yeah,
of
don't get me wrong. I prefer that one, but I thought it's just like another version, another belt to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm the Liam version, then the original, then Noel just. Way below that, and I'm a Noel apologist, as you know.
You are very much so.
But yeah, I great song, and live version even better.
Yeah. We need to address the fact that Noel doesn't sing on this album. He might do some backing vocals, but he isn't the vocalist on this. He just wrote the songs.
Yeah,
he only comes in on Morning Glory, and it's like
Morning. Oh, the album.
The album,
the song on this album.
This is the wrong album.
He does the backing on, well, obviously a lot of them, but like Rock and Roll Star.
Yeah.
And like really listening into the album and hearing that, it's a real treat.
There's no Noel cuts there. He was like, I'm just going to come in here and just write the songs.
You're the singer.
And Liam's going to just kick the shit out of it all and just like really make it like.
And I think, again, being a Noel apologist, but like, I wouldn't want a Noel song in the middle of this because sometimes it changes the vibe of albums. Some of them are brilliant, but it's like a Liam power trip for
that's what it's saying.
40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to get confused by another voice and another persona, and you want to stay on one track.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes this album that album, isn't it? It's because it's very singular.
Yeah,
in fact.
they are who they are, for sure. And that leads to the next track, which is Columbia.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's also not one of my favourites of Oasis. It's a song that I can take or leave, but it's good. I like the chorus and the harmonies that's in that.
The harmonies. Yeah, well, I was listening to it a bit close today again, and I think this is Liam harmonising with himself, which is again, quite interesting to hear because you just assume Noel was going to do it.
Yeah.
My big thing for this song is the wonder of 3 chords.
Yeah.
You can play 3 chords, and if you put a big beat behind it and big guitars on it and a great melody, just carry it for like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Just do your thing, boys. Yeah.
And I think this is another like part of the album where you sort of like, track 5, a couple of weaker ones might slip in. It's like, nope.
Yeah.
Still going so strong.
This is Bonehead's favourite track.
Oh, yeah.
Oasis song. Columbia's his favourite Oasis
because it's
song.
3 chords.
Yeah.
It's just like, I can do it.
Sure, he can have a fag while he's
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Columbia's fine. It's like, not that bothered about seeing it. If I see it, I'll be like, okay, cool.
I think this might sway into they might play this category.
I think they will.
I think this falls closer to that than something like, Up in the Sky or Shakermaker.
It's a slow one. You can catch your breath a bit if you're like.
Well, they open with it at Nebworth, right? I'm asking the wrong guys about that. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure at least one of the big gigs, maybe it's even this one. No, Swamp Song. God, really? Oh, maybe it's Acquiesce they start with. All right, never mind me. Anyway, boys, on we go.
The next track, Supersonic.
I mean,
Give me
it's one of the greatest.
Yeah, it's another Live Forever, isn't it? It's just like
Liam's voice is amazing.
Scratched into the walls of time.
Yeah.
Just the guitar on it, Liam's vocals, just everything about it is. It's one of my favorite Oasis. It's in my top 3 Oasis songs, and it's just like they've got to play it. They will play it. It's just so. It's the first single, was it? Supersonic? No, Supersonic wasn't the
second
first
single. I think
it's the second single, but it's so
no, that was
good.
Shakermaker.
It's third single. It wasn't.
It's gonna be one of the singles.
It was the first single. It came out in April 11th, 1994.
Excellent.
I was right.
This guy knows his stuff.
But yeah, it's great. It's like the music video's cool. Liam's vocals are cool. The guitar's all good. The solo's good.
The one thing you haven't mentioned is the lyrics, which are just complete nonsense.
Yeah.
And I believe that's how it was written. It's like
they reference that in the lyrics.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm on about. I think it's intentional. It's like, this is true. And then like you probably realise like, oh, this is nonsense.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
write a line about it being nonsense
Right.
to get myself off the hook of it being like,
Isn't that the most rock and roll thing though? To just be like, I'm just gonna sing what I want.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
She
it's
sniffed
like-
it through a cane on a supersonic train.
There
Or
we
was it
go.
playing? I can't remember.
Well, the Alka-Seltzer bit,
Yeah.
is, like
that's
that
the
is
But if you're gonna critique
hilarious.
at that level, you
no,
know,
I like it.
No,
That's
but
what
I
I'm
know,
saying.
I know,
like
we're
the
saying we're
nonsense
not,
of it.
but
I
like
think
that's
it's
where
like,
you get further down the line, and we get to like Giants or whatever. Then you can critique because you've lost that shine of the music and the attitude. It's all dropped away,
Yeah.
so there's more to look at. But at this, it's just like, just fucking play the song, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
just
Blinder. I
Yeah.
hope they play it. I'd be disappointed if they didn't play it. What about you guys?
still play it.
Yeah, 100% play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which actually brings us to the next song, which is "Bring It On Down," which is one I would, off this whole album, love to see live the
Yep.
most.
That's my second favourite song
Yeah.
on that album.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
I would love to
Love
see them
it.
play
Oh,
this.
I think
It's the same thing as Up in the Sky. Just that's driving. Like I was driving the other day in Leeds, and I put that on when I was driving through. When I was going through the tunnels in like
Yeah.
Leeds, and I was blasting it, and I felt like I was at the beginning of like some kind of 90s gangster movie or something, like bursting around the city. I was like, "This is fucking the one."
And then
like,
he crashed his car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
So
gunning
into it.
He's a
it. It was
ghost.
Friday night. I was excited. I was like, "Ugh."
Well, that's
Loved
interesting
it.
because we've reached our first impasse.
Oh, okay.
This is my least favorite on the album.
Why?
It's Rock and Roll Star 2.
It's way better than
It's-
rock.
No, it's not better than Rock and Roll Star.
It is.
It's and every time I get to this song, I'm like, what is this one again? And then I hear it, and I'm like, even on Spotify, I looked at the album, and that's the least played on the whole album. Yeah, I just think it feels like, and he even does Tonight, but he doesn't do I'm a Rock and Roll Star. It's like the same song, and they were like, what do we got? Let's just do Rock and Roll Star, but less good.
But you get bands who just have the same song that they repeat throughout
Yeah,
their
again,
career.
I'm not
and
saying
it's like, I'm not gonna
saying
begrudge
it's
them on the
bad.
same
It's
album.
like it fits the album, but for me, like if it wasn't on here, I wouldn't miss it.
Oh, mate.
It-
I want to
yeah.
I want to shout at the drums,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
are brilliant
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Obviously, this was the only album with
Tony
old
McCarroll.
Tone.
Yeah, Team
Before he
Money.
got binned. So this is like the one album, original Oasis. It's not like a band where they're
Yes.
like, this is it. This
Yeah.
is the one time. And the drums are amazing.
Yeah.
And I love how like fast and raw
Yeah.
it is.
I
It's
love it.
just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's great. I can't believe you don't like it. Oh,
Yeah.
you're not a suss for it.
I dislike it. I don't
Yeah.
not like it. It's just again, it just for me, it's just like, oh, we've already done this. It
Clip,
feels
clip
like
this bit, get it on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with you on it, but it's your
fair
own
play,
opinion,
mate.
so
yeah,
yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, screw you. Next track is Cigarettes and Alcohol. And before we go into it, I want to show you something. Here's something I've got for the podcast.
Oh,
This is a cassette
no way.
of Cigarettes and Alcohol,
wow.
the single in a cigarette packet.
That's amazing. Where did you get that?
This was a present from my parents, and I've been saving it for this episode.
Whoa.
There it is, Cigarettes and
wow.
Alcohol, and then I Am the Walrus as the B-side
Look at that.
That's so
in a
cool.
fag packet.
That's
How good is
amazing.
that?
Yeah, I saw that today that they did the singles of, I guess, this album, and they put them in a box, and it was like a bigger fag packet, like silk cut box. That's awesome, man. I mean, that is on brand.
Yeah.
If you've ever marketed anything in your life, that's
It's great.
that's
isn't
what you want to have, like, pull out
Yeah.
your pocket at the thing.
So, can I borrow a fag? Oh no, I've got this.
I've got this. Pop
Give
that
you a
in the
cassette.
car. And just
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's like a cool piece of memorabilia. That.
government health warning: rock and roll can be fatal.
it?
Amazing.
That's fabulous.
It's class, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it'll be added, obviously, to our ever-growing
Yeah,
set.
let's put it on the stack.
Yeah.
Be available on a
Check it down,
jumble sale after we.
Yeah,
end
well,
this
we need to.
podcast.
Well, remember when we looked how much the video was? It was 99p on eBay. We need to look, and it'll be worth like
Yeah.
8p.
Yeah,
But there it is, cigarettes and alcohol.
still bringing stuff
Yeah,
out
so-
this late in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always got crap to
Yes.
talk and show you.
What
So,
do we think of this?
I mean, it's like you can hardly like this song is just so like famous
Yeah.
and everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard like to say like this is amazing because I've heard it so many times, but it's obviously brilliant.
Yeah,
But I like the enthusiasm I have for some of the other songs when we're talking about it. I'm like, this is sort of like, yeah, I know this is good.
right.
I've always known this is like good.
Yeah.
There's others I'm more excited about.
yeah. Well, when I was in Leeds, I was at an indie club.
Yeah.
Nice.
How
But
old
yeah,
are you?
and they played Cigarettes and Alcohol,
Yeah.
and I got so excited for just the gig in general because that's
Yeah.
a song. It's like a bit overplayed. You hear it all the time. Oasis. It's going to be one of those songs, and it's just everywhere. But listening to it again, it's like, yeah, this is great.
The swagger.
It's great. I haven't listened to this in a while, but having it blasted at me, I appreciate it. They've got to play it. It's
Yeah.
not one of my favourites again, but I want to hear it. I want to see it. It's anthemic. It's everything this band stood for at the time.
Right.
It's like, that's it. Cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah.
And it's rock and roll. Like,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
It does exactly what it says.
And that is it.
Packet.
And
that is
And
it.
that is it.
The one thing I would say, if they're going to do this, I think they need to bring it up to like modern day. So it should be called Vapes and Mocktails. That's my pitch to the Gallagher brothers.
What about you, Tom? What do you think?
Oh yeah, love it, mate. Yeah, banging. If again fits in the baggy section of the album, you've got rock and roll stuff, and you've got the baggier stuff.
Yeah,
definitely favour the baggier stuff. Well, I don't know if I favour it, but it's just another string to their bow because you could walk down the street, and yeah, it's got the what is it? I'm gonna get this wrong, and everyone's gonna hate me for it. The T-Rex banger gong. Oh no, it's the. Oh, who's the guy that was really horrible?
you need to correct yourself. Oh, the abuse is going to come.
Who's the guy?
What?
Gary Glitter. Want to be in my gang?
Okay.
We're going to cut all that out.
I'm glad we stretched to try and grab the Gary Glitter.
I deleted him from my memory. Anyway, great T-Rex style guitar, which I'll leave it there.
Next up, Digsy's Dinner. Famously written as Digsy's Diner on the US album sleeve, which is why this like misnomer.
See, that's what I call it
actually
because of
called
that.
Digsy.
And like,
you had the US album, did you?
No, I just hear it referred to as Digsy's Diner, and I just call it that.
I call it Digsy's Diner.
Yeah. So I'm one of those people who just like assume that's what it was called.
Everyone had like a crap cassette, and you have got like the first pressing US vinyl. Is that what you had growing up? That's why you're getting the name wrong. Come off it. Thoughts on this song?
Yeah, for me, I forget about this song. And I come back to it and I'm like, oh yeah. I think the biggest thing I took away from this was it's funny how this song on this album is what all the landfill indie copied. Like this sounds like a Fratelli song.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like
that's why I like
They
it.
didn't take Rock and Roll Star, Live Forever, whether it's Supersonic. They're like, yeah, we should make all our music sound like this. Yeah, obviously like just the first time I've listened to it, it always feels like every time I listen to it, it sounds like the first time I've listened to it.
Yeah.
This doesn't stick. I mean, obviously, I think it's quite widely known that this isn't many people's favourite, I could imagine. But what do you guys think?
I like it a lot. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
It's my least favourite song on the album. But it's similar like you. It's like me hearing it's like the first time I heard it. And I think like maybe the first time I heard that album, the opening chords of it are really off-putting to me, like the dun. I don't like that. So especially when I was younger, there'd be songs that I wouldn't listen to because it kind of starts off a bit weird and I don't like it, so I just skip it. Never gave it the chance. But the more I've listened to it while we were prepping for this, I enjoy it a lot more. But it's my least favourite of the album, but it is growing on me. It's not a bad song, like because that's the shock of the figure. I was like, oh, Digsy's Diner, I don't like this one.
Right.
And then go back and I'm like, there's not a miss on this. Like, there's really not a miss on it. It's like, it is a good song.
I think this is a miss. I think Bring It On Down, I can take that and it's fine. But I think this is a bit, we're right at the end of the album. We're almost there. This is the first drop for me where I'm just like, oh, we almost did it.
How can you say about a song where one of the lyrics is "We'll have lasagna"?
Well, I mean, it's mostly because of that. I mean, again, I don't hate it, and I kind of just get through it. But if you cut that out and you just went straight to Slide Away, or swapped it for Married with Children, have that like quiet lull, then end on Slide Away. Yeah, I'd be in a good place. But hey, you know what? That's what it is.
Well, should we come to Slide Away?
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, this has gone up in my estimation like 50 times since we've been doing this podcast, and I've been listening to all this stuff again. This is maybe even my favorite on the album.
It's great.
It's just undeniable, isn't it?
This is like, I don't think I have a bad word to say about this album, but the only even remotely negative thing I thought about this was a bit long.
Okay.
Do you know what?
And it's all right, but it's just a bit long. It's like a great song, but it's a bit long. That was the worst I could say about this album. Track 10 is a bit long. That's how good it is.
It's such a great song, and it's a great closer for the album. Great closer.
But it's not the closer.
It's not the closer.
Which is the unfortunate part, right?
Yeah, well, that's going to be a point that I'll go into.
All right, Married with Children, the closer.
The closer.
Of the album.
This feels so tacked on.
Yeah.
I love the song, don't get me wrong. Love the song, great song. Love the recording of it, very lo-fi. But you've just, Slide Away. If this was on a CD, it would roll back into a roll with it.
Yeah.
No, it's Rock and Roll Star. And you just be like, you just keep that continuum of rock. But this feels just like, oh shit, what do we got? Let's just bang this on the end. Feels very out of place.
Yeah. But you see, I think it's like an epilogue to the album, though. It's almost like this is the end of it. And it felt to me, listening to it, it's like you've had your big night out, and this is like the sun's coming up a bit, and it's like a different vibe, like still good, different vibe, like nice way to sign off, I thought.
Yeah, well, it is a great song.
I love the song. I think it's the second closer of the album.
Yeah.
And Slide Away should have been the closer because it's so big and bombastic in what it does that it's an exclamation point to the end of the album.
Yeah.
It's done. And then you cut out and you play this. Like if you didn't have Slide Away on the album and this was at the end, I'd accept that as the closing
like
track.
A winding down.
But it's like, well, we have this one. Oh, but we've also got this other one. Which one should be the closer? Oh, but if we put this one here, then it's kind of redundant. So we could stick it on the end. It does feel like there's two closes to it. And it's like, oh, I thought we finished this ride. Oh, no. Yeah, we're just reversing into the parking space now. Not to say it's a bad song. I love the song. I think it's amazing. They played that also at the club night I was at. Just a vocal version of it. And it was so good. Everyone was singing. It was amazing. Like I'd love to hear them play it live.
I'd love to see this live.
I think it's great. It's just a weird track listing setup for that. That's the only issue I have with those last two songs is just placement of where they are. And that's nothing really against the album.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not listening to an album because I want to hear it structurally, how it's put together. I'm like, I don't care what order the tracks go in. But sometimes there is an order that you should do it.
But do you think they could have had Married with Children second to last?
No.
I don't think that works
it's a closer.
at all.
They're both
what I mean.
closers.
You got to do it this way or not have Married with Children on the album.
That's the best way to do it of the two.
Yeah.
But get rid of one of them and have maybe having Married with Children on Master Plan.
Yeah.
Or as a B-side, it still would have taken off. Might have done more wonders for the song Married Children, but it's a popular song anyway. It's a fan favourite as well.
Yeah.
It's a song that I've heard through my life as well, so it didn't damage it in any way, but maybe it might have had an extra life like the Royal Family song and things like that. Yeah. Oh, that's what they wanted to use, wasn't it? Married with Children, wasn't it?
Well, that's what Noel thought they should use. And then they were...
How wrong he was.
Craig Cash and Carolina Hearn were like, no, we want half the world away.
Yeah.
And I was amazed to find out only today that was from that time. I just assumed that was... Because I can't really remember Royal Family came out. It might 97, 98, maybe. I haven't put it up.
90s,
But I assumed that was just like a song from maybe after... Morning Glory, or it was somewhere. I didn't realize it was recorded in 1994.
Yeah,
and then used in like whatever it is, 1998.
Yeah,
but I feel like Married with Children, having listened to the B-sides on the deluxe album today and all the kind of stuff that was on the cutting room floor, which are excellent. And there's some stuff I've never heard, like Oasis podcast. Never listened to the not the B-sides as much, but like the leftover tracks, like Fade Away, Take Me Away, Up in the Sky Acoustic I put on there, and Listen Up. I feel like if Married with Children just moved into the second disc and was just part of these other excellent tracks.
But no one would have ever heard it though.
Yeah, but we would now because there's people like Whatever was on that thing. You know, and that was the 5th single, but it was like post-album. I think, if you'd have left it off, put it in an amazing set of B-sides, it would have just completed that even further.
I'll tell you what, if I had one criticism of this album is how many different deluxe versions they did of it. Honestly, like there's one where it's like Liam putting the bins out and singing it. It's just like, it's too much. Like just do the album and then do like a live version. Like you don't need like...
They're going to milk it. It's the boys, isn't it?
8 versions of like Japanese TV shows singing the song.
In cigarette packets for an extra £5.
Yeah.
That's my only criticism of the boys.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, overall, I feel like this album stands up in the same way, to go back to Nirvana, that Nevermind does. That it's an album of just the songs that you might not personally like, but you can't deny that it's just front to back a great album. Like to start off with an album that's just wall to wall is like unbelievable.
It is one of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah. I think going back and listening to it, it's like I'm into certain types of things. I have my greatest albums, but in British music in the 90s, without doubt, like
Enemy put it third after Stone Roses self-titled and Queen is Dead being the first by Smiths.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say like Klaxons. It was a 2007 list, so they'd gone a bit wild on that.
I said 90s as well, so those other two aren't in the 90s.
But I think, is there anything you want to say about the recording process, Josh?
Yeah, so there's a few things. I did a little look into it, just because if you've seen Supersonic, they mention a fair bit about it.
Yeah.
But I remember them having issues recording it, so I thought I'd have another look. They recorded it once, and it just was a dud.
Because of the ghost. Because he thought there was a ghost, right?
I've heard that. Yeah, I read that as well. But it was the guy who was recording it. I wish I had his name, and I'll pop it up. Yeah. But he just wasn't getting it. Didn't have the idea. No clue. There's I was reading something. Even the sound engineer he was working with was like, this guy is just like, I'm not getting in with him. Normally I collaborate with these guys and have a bit of rapport, but this guy was just doing his own thing, not really seeing the bigger picture, and just delivered a really uninteresting album.
Yeah.
So they then went, so Creation were like, oh, this isn't going to work, because they wanted that live Oasis sound that they got.
Yeah.
And so they went and recorded it again. Same. It sounded flat. They were all in agreement. No one was like, what are we going to do? Like, this is our last chance. We can't record this for a third time. This is our first album. You're just taking a punt on us. They don't have the money.
Yeah.
And then they got Owen Morris came in to do a mix of the track. So he didn't even record it. He just took what they had, stripped bits back. He was like, there was a lot to work with. And he could like almost Frankenstein bits together. But it's like, yeah, it isn't there. And he gave it the sound that you hear on the album. It's like this one guy, he went on to produce the next 2 albums, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, if it wasn't for him, we probably would have got an Oasis album, and it might have fallen by the wayside. Like maybe their attitude and their live performances might have carried them. But to have an album that just sounds so full, and it's head above the rest of every other like Britpop album that was out at the time, like quality wise, I think. Well, you shrinking your face up there, Tom.
Well, again,
Manic Street Preachers chat coming up.
Holy Bible came out on the same day. I think it's interesting.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, and they toured together in America.
Yeah.
So I think but we're talking about definitely maybe.
I think this Owen Morris guy is like deserves a lot bigger fame in the like Oasis universe, because he's saved this album from being a dud.
He did, yeah, and it's like, good on him. Like, they just needed someone out there just to come in. He must have just known what they were doing. It's just fair play to him. Like, they got it together. They put it out. They got the success. It's like, you could say it's an overnight success, but if they started in like 1991, they were working at it for like 3 years.
Yeah,
probably not properly like as you would, but they must have had a year of doing it. Like, lucky them, they just show up to play a gig in Scotland that they weren't even on the bill to play. And Alan McGee was just there because his girlfriend was there.
Yeah.
And then he says, he was like, I think after the third song, if he said it, Up in the Sky, they played it. I was like, yeah, I'm signing him. Like, it was that easy. They just showed up and he was like, well, yeah, this.
Well, we spoke about Blur last time, and I think it was the same for Blur. There was just like a bloke in the audience, and he was like, yeah. I'll have him.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just the way.
Imagine that happening nowadays. Like,
no.
There's probably so many more factors. Like, oh, you got any streams? What's your social media presence? Like, and then this guy just was in Scotland to go see another band.
Yeah.
And then those guys playing. It's like, yeah, all right, there you go. Do you want this? And he wasn't to know that was going to be the defining act of his career that he signed.
Yeah.
I think that's all my.
Well, I think we should have some closing thoughts on the album.
It's never going to get old. It's always going to give you a punch in the teeth,
it doesn't sound old. Was like another thing that struck me, where some of the like noughties ones, which we've talked about in previous episodes, you're like, this sounds
production
old, really old,
and the subject matter,
today,
ocean colour scene, like it sounds like
reef,
sounds old.
Yeah, so it's always going to sound refreshing. You put that on in the car, you know what you're getting straight away. You're getting the full deal. You're getting the real deal.
Yeah,
proper rock and roll. We hadn't seen that since Zeppelin and the Who in the early 70s, and they were they'd hit their peak by then. Maybe like Motorhead or something. I'm trying to think of something a bit more rock and roll, but not metal, but still kind of up in your head.
Yeah, 70s, because the 80s was different, wasn't it?
Yeah,
U2 and that. You don't think that the rock and roll band, as like meat and potatoes as this is, was gone for like a good 10 years.
Yeah. And I think that's like my thought as well, is actually listen to it. It's like, just take a step back and appreciate how good it is, but how influential it was, and how it did change the
even
course of,
through to today with Fontaines and stuff. Still doing their thing. They put their mark on history, and God bless them.
Yeah. So ratings out of 5, Tom?
It's a 5, bud.
Josh?
5 out of 5, mate.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Full house from us.
Yeah.
The rare full house.
Yeah. Well, it probably is never happen again. But brilliant album and brilliant episode, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us at home. If you want to follow us on social media, all our details are on screen or in the comments. If you listen on Spotify, remember you can listen to it there. Let us know your favourite tracks as well in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you, and please don't leave any anonymous abuse for Tom. We really don't appreciate that. And we'll see you next time. It's the boys on the road to Wembley in 2025. See ya.
Mad for it.